When you think back to UFC 1, it seems that three things always stand out to the general public. First would be the first ever UFC fight which was broadcasted that consisted of a lengthy, skinny Savate practitioner named Gerard Gordeau kicking a sumo wrestler who outweighed him by over 200 pounds square in the mouth with his bare feet and knocking his teeth into the second row. Second would be a scrawny young man named Royce Gracie shocking the world and proving that Gracie Jiu Jitsu was nothing short of a real-life superpower en route to being crowned the UFC 1 champion. Now third would be the absolutely horrendous commentary of one Bill Wallace. Seriously, I don't think I've ever met a single person who's seen UFC 1 with the volume on and hasn't complained about Bill Wallace.
Fighting Challenge. Hello, I'm Bill Wallace, and welcome to McNichols Arena. At McNichols Arena, you're having a Kempo stylist against basically a kickboxer that uses the boxing techniques along with the kicking techniques from Taekwondo from kicking.
But when we move past these three things, memory seems to pause. It may not be in the cards for you to go back and rewatch full UFC events, so allow us to answer this question for you. What does UFC 1 really look like when it's revisited?
UFC 1 was created by Torrance, California-based promoter Art Davie. He decided to take the famous Gracie Garage challenges to a whole nother level, bringing them to television. Davie placed ads all over California in magazines, television, the radio, and through using word of mouth to recruit fighters. In the end, less than a dozen answered the call. The promoters came up with an 8-man tournament-style format where the winner would receive $50,000. These rules and regulations were agreed upon. No doping probes, no holds barred, no mandatory gloves or uniforms, no judges, and unlimited 5-minute rounds with 1-minute rest periods in between. A win would be achieved via knockout, tap out, or by the corner throwing in the towel. The promoters wanted this to look brutal on television, so Hollywood's John Milius, director of Conan the Barbarian, had the idea of the fights taking place in an octagonal cage, fenced with chain link. SEG executive Campbell McLaren wanted people to consider the UFC the real, live, televised Mortal Kombat. The event was held in the McNichols Arena in Denver, Colorado, where elevation is 1 mile.
Welcome to McNichols Arena.
At UFC 1, an 8-man tournament was held where practitioners of all different kinds of martial arts would battle with only one goal in mind: to prove which martial art was the most practical and overall the most dangerous. Among the martial arts being represented were Savate, Sumo, Gracie Jiu Jitsu, kickboxing, American Kenpo Karate, boxing, Taekwondo, and shoot fighting. Now, UFC 1 was no doubt a showcase for the Gracie family and for Gracie Jiu Jitsu, but the biggest star going into the event had to have been Ken Shamrock. Ken had plenty of previous experience fighting for a promotion known as Pancrase in a time where the sport was in its infancy, and he was an early favorite to win the whole thing. In a post-fight interview, he was even asked why he didn't do anything easier, like movies.
Milius is over there, big-time movie producer, thinks you got amazing potential. It'll be a lot safer.
I like fighting.
The first bout to air was a true clash of styles. Savate practitioner Gerard Gordeau squared off with sumo wrestler Taylor Tully. Within a matter of seconds, the bout would find its end in an ending that is perfectly fitting for the sport today known as MMA. As before mentioned, Gerard Gordeau was able to move out of the way of a Taylor Tully takedown and land a flush kick to the face, knocking a tooth out of the mouth of the Big Islander and causing blood to gush down the face of Tully. Gerard Gordeau secured his spot in the semifinals with the statement of a victory and a full gas tank. The second quarterfinal picked kickboxer Kevin Rozier against karate expert Zane Frazier in a clash of striking styles. This one was fun.
Hi, I am Kevin Rose. I'm the 5-time world kickboxing champ. I'm going to win this tournament
My best technique is an overhand right. I'm going to hit them. They're not going to get up because it's bare knuckle, bare rule, no rules. And I'm here to win.
My name is Zane Frazier. I'm from North Hollywood, California. My style is Ed Parker's American Kempo Karate. And the reason I think I'm going to win is that God's going to give me the strength and the courage and to do all the right things at the right time, and that's going to be my advantage.
A fight between two big brutes that was entertaining from beginning to end. Rozier was on top early and did some damage to Frazier, but the North Hollywood native would respond and have Rozier in serious trouble. By the end, Rozier would have the final laugh as Frazier had nothing left, dropping against the fence, and Kevin Rozier had earned the second spot in the semifinals.
4 or 5 or 6 punches. Now comes the stomping, and bam!
I think when you start
tries to get up, and bam again. I think right about now the towel comes in, yes.
Next up was the aforementioned Royce Gracie, showcasing his family's Gracie Jiu Jitsu against boxer and wielder of one glove, Art Jimerson.
My name is Royce Gracie, and I'm from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and I live in California right now, and I teach Jiu-Jitsu, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. I've been doing this all my life, and I think I'm going to take this tournament because my technique is the technique that my family's been developed for the last 65 years.
Hi, I'm Art Jimerson from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm a professional boxer, and this is why I want to win. Being a fighter, I punch hard, I'm fast, and I'm quick. You can't hit what you can't see.
Royce kept his space with simple kicks up the center line prior to getting a takedown and stepping right over into mount, prompting a tap from Art Jimerson, while Royce was doing absolutely no damage. To show how different of a time this was, the commentators agreed the tap from Art, claiming he knew he couldn't do anything down there. UFC 1 was indeed a very different time.
Tap out did not surprise me because there was nothing that he could do on the ground.
The fourth and final quarterfinal bout saw Ken Shamrock enter the octagon to face a man claiming to be 250-0 in Taekwondo, Pat Smith.
Hi, my name is Ken Shamrock. My style consists of feet fighting, fist fighting, and ground technique. You're going to win this fight because I am well adapted and I have many tools to go into the ring and use. I can fight on the ground and I can fight standing up.
My name is Patrick Smith. I win this competition is because I'm the most strongest, powerful, craziest guy out of all the groups, I think. And the resistance of feeling pain is what's going to make me come out to be the ultimate champion.
That'll showcase the shoot fighting of Shamrock and the Taekwondo of Smith. The problem was that Smith didn't even get a chance to show a thing, as he was instantly taken down to the ground and in short time was submitted by a Shamrock heel hook. Just like that, a very appetizing semifinal round was set.
Kicking off the semifinals were Gerard Gordeau, the man who claimed the tooth in the opener in a matter of seconds, and Kevin Rozier, the kickboxer who looked beyond gassed at the conclusion of his first bout. Within moments, Rozier was slouched against the fence, much like he had left Zane Frazier earlier in the evening, and Gerard Gordeau was stomping his way into the finals, still on a full gas tank.
The second semifinal put the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu standout Royce Gracie against the biggest star in the tournament, shoot fighter Ken Shamrock. This fight brought plenty of intrigue, and at this point, the fans were on the edge of their seats. Royce shot immediately, but Ken Shamrock ended up on top of the ensuing scramble. Royce was active on the bottom and ended up finding a way to get behind Shamrock and sink in a choke. The trend of short fights continued as Royce Gracie booked his ticket opposite Gerard Gordeau in a clash of styles in the final.
tough the Gracies are?
Oh, yeah. I give them all the credit in the world.
It looked like you did have supremacy early on, and then suddenly it reversed like lightning.
See, that's the way submission is.
Have you ever fought someone jiu-jitsu before?
No, first time.
Conference, you'd hope to meet him in the finals.
Yes.
Do you believe that you're the second best person here?
I'm the third best person here today.
Royce Gracie and Gerard Gordeau made up an intriguing finale and a complete clash of opposing styles. With two brutal striking finishes earlier, it was clear Gordeau wanted this standing. After submitting his prior two opponents, Royce looked destined to do the opposite. The theme of the night continued, though, as Royce Gracie seemingly easily got the much larger man down to the ground and worked his way into a position for a choke, submitting Gerard Gordeau.
The whole visual of this was asinine. Royce Gracie, the smallest, scrawniest competitor, had just ran through three of the roughest and toughest fighters there are, all thanks to an martial art at the time known as Gracie Jiu Jitsu. Named the Ultimate Fighting Champion, Royce Gracie was surrounded by family and handed a $50,000 check for his efforts. UFC 1 crowned Royce Gracie king and showed the world that Jiu Jitsu may be the closest thing to a human superpower.
In looking back at UFC 1, you come for the few moments everyone remembers, but you end up engulfed of the aura and feel of what the UFC was like in its infancy. A true test of the martial arts and which fight style would be superior to the others. A lot of these fights, if judged by today's standards, would be looked at as not so entertaining. But when watching UFC 1, listening to the commentary, and sending your mindset back in time to 1993, it is an incredible viewing experience to see the test of the martial arts, often in their individual form. UFC 1 will forever have a part in the hearts of MMA fans, and with good reason. UFC 1 introduced us to mixed martial arts, jiu-jitsu, and the Gracie family. This trifecta sent the UFC towards their second event on a rocket. The UFC was a hit.
It's Gracie Jiu-Jitsu all the way. They end up giving their back to me, or they don't know what to do on the ground.
What do you need?
Money or no money. I'm not here for the money. I'm here for the honor of the family, for the name that the family's been putting up for the last 65 years.